Good morning, students. We are studying NCERT Class 8 Math Part 1, Chapter number 4, Quadrilaterals. Today is 14 August 2026. What we have studied in our previous class? We have studied in previous class about the quadrilateral and special type of quadrilateral which are rectangles and squares, and we have seen that square is a special type of rectangle, and we have studied about the properties of the rectangle and the square, and then the problems which are given in our chapter that we have solved. Now we will study today your topic 4.2. 4.2 topic is angles in quadrilateral. This is our topic, and we will study about angles in quadrilateral, and we will see what is the conclusion. Now see if this is a quadrilateral. Before that, they have given us a situation. Let's discuss about that situation and imagine what is possible. They have given us a situation that this is a quadrilateral. This is a quadrilateral, and they have given us a measure of three angles, that this is 90 degree, this is 90 degree, and this is 90 degree. Understood? We have given the angle, three angles, 90 degree, and we have to see whether this angle D can be more than 90 degree, more than 90 degree. This is a question which you have to imagine. Can this angle be more than 90 degree, or you just can imagine that can this angle be less than 90 degree? What is the result? That is what we will see angles in quadrilateral, and we will find out the answer of this question after our discussion. Understood? What will be the fourth angle, and is this angle is more than 90 degree or less than 90 degree? Understood? That we will see after discussion. Now this is the case of quadrilateral. If you take, okay, that is the mandatory criteria for a rectangle, that all the internal angles should be 90 degree. So now let's draw a quadrilateral. Let's draw a quadrilateral A, B, C, and D. Now we want to know what is the relation between these angles. Means angle A, angle B, angle C, and angle D. What is the relation between these angles that we will establish? Now draw one diagonal. Draw one diagonal and let's name the angles. Okay. This is angle 1. This is angle 2. This is angle 3. This is angle 4. This is angle 5. And this is angle 6. Understood? Now we see the sum of the internal angles of a triangle is 180 degree. The sum of the internal angles of a triangle is 180 degree, that we know. What does that mean? That in triangle DAC, angle 6 plus angle 4 plus angle 5. Understood? Angle 6, angle 4, angle 5 is 180 degree. Right? Also in triangle ACB, in triangle ACB, angle 1 plus angle 2 plus angle 3 is equal to 180 degree. Correct? This is from the fact that the sum of the internal angle of a triangle are is 180 degree. Now see, this angle A is actually angle 1 plus angle 6. Angle 1 plus angle 6, right? And angle 4 is actually angle C. Angle C is actually angle 4 plus angle 3, right? Now if we add these two equations, this is our one equation and this is our second equation. If we add these two equations, what we get the result? That angle 1 plus angle 2 plus angle 3 plus angle 4 plus angle 5 plus angle 6, understood, is equal to 180 plus 180, right? So what is our result will come? That this is 360, understood? And now we combine angle 1 plus angle 6. Angle 1, angle 1 and angle 6, we combine, we can write it as a angle A. Angle A plus angle 4 plus angle 3 means angle 4 and angle 3 we combine, we will write it as angle C, understood? Then what left? Angle 2. What is angle 2? Your angle 2 is angle B, right? Plus what is left? Which angle is left? Angle 5. And your angle 5 is angle D. Angle D. And this is equal to 180 plus 180, 360. So what we have concluded? We have concluded that the sum of the internal angle of a quadrilateral is 360. Likewise, like as we have concluded that the sum of the internal angle of a triangle is 180 degree, in the same way the sum of the internal angle of a quadrilateral is 360 degree. This you have to remember. If you saw any figure, any type of quadrilateral, it is definitely the sum of internal angle of that figure is definitely 360 degree, understood? Now we will take this fact and we will see what we were discussing in the starting of our class, and then we will try to find out the answer. What was our question? That we have given a quadrilateral A, B, C and D, understood? And three angles are given, 90, 90 and 90. we have to say about that whether this angle is greater than 90 or less than 90. So what we have seen till now, that angle A plus angle B plus angle C plus angle D is equal to 360. So we put all the values, 90 plus 90 plus 90 plus angle D equal to 360, and angle D is equal to 360 minus 270, that is 90 degree. So what is the answer? That the last angle of the quadrilateral, when all the rest of the angles are given and they are 90 degree, so this angle is definitely 90 degree, not more than 90 degree, not less than 90 degree. This is our answer. And when all the internal angles are 90 degree, so this is the case of rectangle. If in a particular case of rectangle, this may be a square. Understood? Let's move ahead in our chapter. So you understood that this topic, that angles in a quadrilateral, how they are related. We have some more conclusions in the same topic. We'll see. In a quadrilateral, the sum of the internal angles are 360, but we will see some specific case of the quadrilateral. Now see, it is given that we have, see, these are the set of two parallel lines. These are the set of the two parallel lines, and the distance between them is equal. The distance between them is equal. Understood? The distance between them is equal, and we are intersecting one parallel line, one set of parallel line with the other set of parallel line. Understood? We are intersecting one set of parallel line. This is one set of parallel line, and we are intersecting it with the other set of parallel line. Understood? And the distance between the parallel line is, both set of parallel line is equal. Now in this way, two parallel lines have intersected each other. What figure we have observed? If we mark it as A, B, C and D, we can see that ABCD is a quadrilateral, in which we can see that DB is parallel to AB and AD is parallel to BD. Also since the distance between them is equal, so this is a case of square. Understood? This is the case of square. Now understood. How can you say that this is the case of square? If we draw same set of parallel line and the distance between them is same, and we are intersecting, now the distance between them, these parallel line is same, but now they are intersecting each other. They are also forming a quadrilateral, but you can clearly observe that this is obtuse angle, this is obtuse angle, this is acute angle, this is acute angle, means all angles are not 90 degree, but opposite sides are parallel, and opposite sides are, that we will see that they are equal or not, but definitely opposite sides are equal. All sides are equal or not, that we will see, but opposite sides are equal. Now we see that in a quadrilateral opposite sides are equal and parallel, it means it is a rectangle? No. It can be a rectangle or it may be a different figure. As we have seen in this figure, that when these angles are 90 degree, so this is the case of square or rectangle, but this is not rectangle. That we now we have seen that this is not the complete definition of rectangle, that opposite sides are parallel and equal. Understood? We have to include the we have to include the value of angles also, and that value is 90 degree in particular case of square and rectangle. So we have seen this diagram now. Now we will try to establish what is the relation between the angles. Since these are parallel, these are the set of parallel lines, those who are intersecting each other. And now we will see the, now let's name it 1, 2, 3 and 4. Now we will see what is the relation between them. Now see, since AB and DC are parallel, AB is parallel to DC, understood? And AD is transversal. AD is transversal. What does it mean? The sum of the internal angles is 180 degree, means angle 1 plus angle 4 is equal to 180 degree. Understood? Also, AB and DC are parallel, that we have seen. AB and DC are parallel, and AB and DC are parallel, and AD is transversal, right? And now we are considering that AD and BC are parallel. AD is parallel to BC, understood? And which line is the transversal? AB is transversal. AB is transversal. So what concluded that angle 1 plus angle 2 is 90 degree. Sorry, 180 degree. Angle 1 plus angle 2 is equal to 180 degree. Understood? Now from 1 and 2, what you have concluded? That angle 4 is equal to angle 2. Understood? So angle 1 plus 4 is 180 degree, angle 1 plus 2 is 180 degree. It means that angle 4 is equal to angle 4 is equal to angle 2. Understood? Angle 4 is equal to angle 2. Also, similarly, we can conclude that angle 1 is equal to angle 3. Understood? Angle 1 is equal to angle 3. So this is our conclusion. This is our conclusion, and I will write it again. Now what is the conditions we have? We have a condition that opposite sides are parallel, and understood, opposite sides are parallel. In that case, what is the relation between the angles? We have found that the sum of the internal angles, the sum of the consecutive internal angles is 180 degree. Point number 1, sum of internal angle is 180 degree, means angle 1 plus angle 2 is equal to angle 2 plus angle 3 is equal to angle 3 plus angle 4 is equal to angle 4 plus angle 1, and that is 180 degree. Understood? If you take, we take any two angle 1 plus 2 180 degree, 2 plus 3 180 degree, 3 plus 4 180 degree, 4 plus 1 is 180 degree. Also, what is the relation? That opposite angles are equal. Second point. This is the second point. Opposite angles are equal. Opposite angles are equal. So this type of figure is having a particular name. What is the particular name of this type of figure? We call, since opposite sides are parallel, we call it parallelogram. What do we call it? Parallelogram. Since in a quadrilateral, when opposite sides are equal, we simply call it a parallelogram, and in parallelogram the consecutive angles sum is 180 degree and the opposite angle are equal. Understood? Now if you see that in case of square and rectangle, all the internal angles are 180. If you take the example of rectangle or a square, what we have seen that according to the definition of parallelogram, that this is 90, this is 90, this is 90, this is 90. So we see that this plus this is 190. Angle A plus B is 90, angle B plus C, sorry, angle A plus B is 180, angle B plus C is 180, angle C plus D is 180, angle D plus A is 180. What does it mean? And opposite angles are equal, opposite angles are equal. What does it mean? Is it a parallelogram? Of course, opposite sides are also parallel. What does it mean? Is it a parallelogram? Yes. All rectangles are parallelogram. All rectangles are parallelogram. If we see the Venn diagram, then we came to know that all the rectangles are parallelogram. Means how we have represented a square. If this is the set of square, then the larger set is the set of rectangle. And furthermore larger set is a parallelogram. Means all the rectangles are parallelogram and all the squares are rectangle as well as parallelogram. Understood? And now we have established the relation between the internal angles of the parallelogram. Now what is the next topic we'll see? Now this is the information which you know, that angles in a quadrilateral, how the angles in a quadrilateral are. The sum of the internal angles of the quadrilateral are 180 degree, and when your opposite sides are parallel, that is the special case, and that is called parallelogram. And in parallelogram, the consecutive internal angles sum is 180 degree and the opposite angles are equal, and rectangle and square are the special case of the parallelogram. Now we'll see what is next in our chapter. One point I just want to tell you that in case of a random quadrilateral, in case of a random quadrilateral, the internal angle sum is 360. Understood? The sum of the internal angles are 160 degree, but there is no any relationship between 1 and 4, 1 and 2, 3 and 4 and 3 and 2. But when we are dealing with a special type of parallelogram, in that case we establish a relation. We have established a relation that if it is a parallelogram, then that angle 1 is equal to angle 4 and angle 2 is equal to angle 3. Understood? This difference you have to keep in mind. Now see, since we have studied how the internal angles of a parallelogram behave, if one angle is given to us, are we able to find out the other angles? If this is a parallelogram, let's draw a parallelogram like a parallelogram. Okay, if you have given a one angle, say this is 30 degree, and now you have to find out the other angles. How we will find out? We have seen opposite angles are equal. What is angle 3? Since opposite angles are equal, if we see, give it a number A, B, C or D, then angle A is equal to angle C, that is 30 degree, and angle B is equal to 180 minus angle A, that is 150 degree, and angle D is equal to angle B, that is 150 degree. So when it is given that what is this is one angle, we can find out the other angle also. What is their value? This is 30, this is 150 and this is 150. In this way, if one angle is given in a parallelogram, we are able to find out the other angle. Now we have deduction 7. What is deduction 7? They are saying that the sides of the parallelogram, we have to establish the relation between the sides of the parallelogram. Till now what we have studied, if this is a parallelogram, till now what we have studied, that consecutive, the sum of the consecutive angle is 180 degree, and the sum of the internal angle is 360 degree, and opposite angles are equal. Till now, this is what we have studied, and now what we have to study, the how what is the relationship between the opposite sides. Understood? That we will study. Now, if we draw, say we are just joining at the diagonal BC. We have joined this diagonal BC, and we see in triangle ABC and triangle BCD. In triangle ABD and BCD, what we see, that BD is common. BD is equal to BD. Understood? Opposite angles are equal. Angle A is equal to angle C. Understood? And if we see that, since we know it is a parallelogram and this is transversal, so this angle is equal to this angle. Understood? Or we can say clearly that angle ABD is equal to angle BDC. Understood? So our triangle is congruent. Our triangle is congruent. Triangle ABD become congruent triangle BDC, which gives us the result that when we see the corresponding part of the triangle, we came to know that AB is equal to DC and AD is equal to BC by corresponding part of congruent triangle. Understood? So what we have seen, that what is the relation between the sides of a parallelogram? We have found out by just joining one diagonal and proving the two triangles formed a congruent triangle. What we have concluded, that opposite sides are equal. Till now, what we know, that the opposite sides are parallel and internal angles sum is 360, and opposite angles are equal and the consecutive angles are sum 180 degree. Now we also concluded one more point, that opposite sides are equal. Understood? This is our deduction 7. Let's see what is next. So deduction 8 is what is your deduction 8? What is the point of intersection of the two diagonals in the parallelogram? We have to see point of intersection of two sides of parallelogram. What this is saying? This is saying that if this is our parallelogram A, B, C, D, we will do this part in next class. I am just giving you a small overview. on this topic, that this is a parallelogram and these are, when we join the opposite vertices, this is our what? This is the diagonals. Now this is the point of intersection O. Then we'll establish the relation between AB and DC in yesterday's class. Understood? And we'll see what the relation comes. Till now, till then, you revise up to this part of the chapter and take care of yourself. Thank you very much.